Welcome back. It's a weekend of July 14th, 2019. This is a look at the US indices as well as a recap of Bitcoin, Ethereum, some interesting observations this week. Just looking at the major indices, Nasdaq, all-time highs, S&P, all-time highs, 3014. Dow Jones broke out to 27,300. And so we basically hit that 3,000 mark, pulled down to 2960-ish, 65-ish, and then retested that 3,000 level, and now we're broken through it. The only index that's not at all-time highs is the Russell, the small cap index, the Russell 2000. We'll be taking a look at that. We'll also be looking at Bitcoin. So I put in these kind of purple boxes kind of ahead of time as we were reaching 11,000. I thought we would go a little bit higher, and put that box around just above 12,000, and it went all the way to 14,000, pulled back, and it looks like we're at 10,500, not quite where the purple box of 7,000 is. But these same boxes I put for Ethereum. Let's see if we go back to, let's say, a weekly chart. This arrow I had pulling us back from the 300 level down to 200, but actually went higher. But it looks like that recent red candle this past week, just in the last couple of days, is bringing us towards that 200 level. Don't know if it'll make it there, but that's structurally looks like it's at least not wrong. So it looks like it's on its way to being correct. And same thing with Litecoin. I'm not sure if I put an arrow there. It looks like I didn't. But it's the same kind of idea that I'm looking for. Bitcoin, of course, is currently the most bullish of all the cryptos, and as it's pulling back, it's not pulling back to quite where I was looking for it. That said, there's still some time for this to play out. I don't expect that to happen until, let's say, end of July, maybe even into August. But right now we have an ABC A wave pattern, an ABC B wave pattern, and what could be a 1-2 AB 1-2, some consolidation, and then maybe just one more drop lower, or two, and then what I hope to see as a sharp decline followed by a rebound. So that's the crypto index. The S&P ES E-mini futures are doing quite well. As we said, it consolidated at 3,000 and then busted through, and towards the 16 o'clock, which is at the close, it went up after the close. And that's the same thing with the Nasdaq. Nasdaq pulled back instead. The Russell is the one that's tricky. For the last 2 weeks, if you look at a weekly close, there have actually been red candles. So meanwhile, all the other indices are making new highs. This one's not. This one does have the pullback wave 2 followed by what should look like a continuation follow through to the upside. But we're not seeing that yet. If we do see it, then I would expect to see it at a minimum something in the next week. So right now it's been coiling for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can imagine a 5-wave pattern sideways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's possible that we saw that, and on Friday we saw that first green candle. I would expect coiling to follow through to the upside. So that's my expectation for the Russell, and of course these other indices are bullish, making it to new highs. So the S&P 500, if you kind of think back to since the new year, I was putting these green lines here as areas of a potential turn, and it looks like it turns right at 2350. As it went up and higher, I drew these green lines, and I saw these areas as a potential area for a turn. And if this didn't hold, of course, it would be 2650, but it never made it to 2650. This first level held, and we've been going up since then. And certainly, that July 4 weekend kind of pulled things up forward, pulled back a little bit, and we're kind of going towards that 30-50 level. So right now I don't see strong any indications of a turn, and as long as this momentum is in place, I would expect it to be a slow grind up through the end of July. So that's my expectation in the immediate future. I would imagine the Russell should catch up. So of the indices, maybe the momentum will shift towards the Russell. I don't know, but we'll see. I would imagine based on the chart pattern, that's probably what should happen. But we'll see if that expectation actually becomes a reality. So that's it for now. The recap of the U.S. indices, all in all-time highs except the Russell, and then Bitcoin recommended sells around the 11,000 area. It's kind of hovering in that area. So Bitcoin's more bullish than expected, but the Ethereum and Litecoin are following suit. I do expect a pullback towards this kind of what is this, like the 50-day moving average, this blue line, maybe a little bit above it, and Ethereum, same deal. So that's my expectation. If we were to see the same thing for Bitcoin, it would pull all the way back to where I'm expecting to pull back, but right now we're not seeing it yet. So if you wanted to sell and you expect this to happen, now could still be a good time. Otherwise, you could, if you are bullishly inclined, you could stick to that inclination as well. All right, so that's it. I'll see you guys next time.